Step outside tonight. Look up. You already know what you're going to see. A dark sky, maybe a few stars, and one bright, familiar shape hanging quietly above everything else. The moon. It feels close, personal, like it belongs to us. It follows you when you walk. It lights up empty roads. It has been there for every human who has ever lived. One moon. That's what you've always been told, and it feels right. But here's the first crack in that certainty. Earth does not have just one moon. It never did. Right now, as you stand under that sky, there are other objects near Earth, moving with us, circling the sun in strange, delicate dances that look almost like they are orbiting our planet. They don't glow like the moon. They don't rise and set in obvious arcs. You won't see them without powerful telescopes. But they are there. On some are temporary. Some have been here for millions of years. Some come and go like quiet visitors, slipping into Earth's gravitational grip for a few months, then drifting away into the dark. They are not quite moons, and not quite asteroids either. They are something in between. For centuries, humans believed the sky was simple. One moon, one companion, a neat, clean system. But the universe does not do simple. It does something stranger, much stranger. Because one of these objects, right now, is looping around Earth in a wide, ghost-like path, never fully captured, never fully free. It is dancing with our planet, a slow, silent partner. And if you could see its path drawn across space, you would not call it an orbit. You would call it a spiral, a swirl, a hesitation between staying and leaving. Another one doesn't even come close to Earth at all, yet it shares our orbit around the sun, forever keeping pace with us like a shadow we can't quite see. Imagine that. An object the size of a small mountain, traveling through space alongside Earth, year after year, century after century, and almost no one notices. You live on a planet that is not alone in its journey. Not really. And once you begin to understand how these other moons move, how they drift, how they linger just at the edge of belonging, the sky above you changes. Because the question is no longer, what is the moon? The question becomes, how many moons has Earth truly had all along? Start small again. Picture the moon as you know it, a solid world about 3,474 kilometers across. If Earth were the size of a basketball, the moon would be a tennis ball, orbiting about 30 centimeters away, close, stable, predictable. It takes about 27 days to circle Earth. It always shows us the same face. It feels like a permanent companion. But now, step just a little farther out. There is an object called 3753 Cruithne. It's not a moon in the traditional sense. It does not orbit Earth directly. Instead, it orbits the sun, just like we do. But here's what makes it strange. Cruithne shares Earth's orbit. It takes about 365 days to go around the sun, almost exactly the same as our planet. Because of this, from Earth's perspective, its path looks like a giant horseshoe shape. Not a circle, not an ellipse, a horseshoe. Imagine drawing a loop in space that stretches ahead of Earth, then falls behind, then swings forward again. Over time, it looks like Cruithne is circling us, but it isn't. It only appears that way because of how both objects move together. This is called a quasi-satellite, a fake moon, and Cruithne has been doing this dance with Earth for thousands of years, quietly. Now pause for a second. You are standing on a planet, moving at about 107,000 kilometers per hour around the sun, and there is a chunk of rock about 5 kilometers wide, pacing you, matching your speed, never drifting too far ahead, never falling too far behind. like a runner locked beside you on an endless track. You don't see it, but it's there, and it has always been there during your lifetime. Now, go a little further. Another object, called 469219 Kama'oalewa, is even stranger. It is much smaller, only about 40 to 100 meters across. That's roughly the size of a football field, tiny compared to the moon. But its motion is far more intimate. Kama'oalewa actually orbits Earth, sort of. Its path loops around our planet in a complex spiral, while both Earth and the object orbit the Sun together. It never strays very far away. For decades, maybe centuries, it has been Earth's constant companion. A second moon, but not quite, because it's not fully bound to us. It exists in a delicate balance between Earth's gravity and the Sun's gravity. Too far one way, and it escapes. Too far the other, and it would become a true moon. It lives in the in-between. And here's the part that changes how you feel about it. Kama'oalewa might actually be a fragment of the moon itself, a piece of our own moon, blasted into space by an ancient impact, now looping around Earth like a lost memory that never fully left. Think about that. A shard of the moon, orbiting near us, separate, but still connected. A broken piece, still dancing with its origin. Now go further still. Temporary moons. These are objects that come from deep space, small asteroids drifting through the solar system, until one day they pass just close enough to Earth, and for a brief moment, they are captured. Earth's gravity pulls them in. They begin to orbit for a few weeks, a few months, sometimes a year. Then they leave, gone. These are called mini-moons. In 2020, astronomers confirmed one of these temporary visitors, 2020 CD3. It was tiny, maybe 1 to 2 meters across, about the size of a small car. For nearly 3 years, it orbited Earth. 3 years. While billions of people lived their lives, walking, sleeping, arguing, laughing, there was a second moon circling the planet. Unnoticed. Then it drifted away. No ceremony, no goodbye, just gone. Now stop. Look at the scale of that. A rock from the darkness of space, captured by Earth, held briefly in orbit, then released back into the void, like a breath, in and out. This is not rare. Scientists estimate that at almost any given time, Earth may have at least one temporary mini-moon. You are never truly under a sky with just one moon. There is always something else, small, faint, invisible, but real. Now go bigger again. All of these objects, quasi-satellites, mini-moons, orbit-sharing asteroids, exist because of something deeper, gravity, not as a simple pull, but as a complex web of forces between Earth, the Moon, and the Sun. There are regions in space where gravity balances in strange ways, creating pathways, loops, and traps on invisible structures, highways in space. Objects can fall into these patterns and stay there for years, centuries, even longer. They don't crash, they don't escape, they hover in motion. And when you map their paths, they look chaotic, messy, almost alive. Now, here is the gut punch. The moon you see tonight, your moon, is only one expression of Earth's gravitational reach. But Earth's influence stretches far beyond that bright circle in the sky. It reaches into space, shaping the motion of rocks millions of kilometers away. You are standing inside an invisible field that extends far beyond anything you can see. And within that field, things are constantly arriving, constantly leaving. The sky is not stable. It only looks that way. So the question becomes, if Earth can have temporary moons, drifting companions, fragments that return again and again, how many have come before you were born? And how many are here right now, hidden in the darkness, moving silently above your head? Go back outside. Look up again. The moon is still there. Bright, familiar, steady. It feels like something you can trust, something permanent in a world that changes too fast. But now you know something else. That calm, simple picture in the sky is incomplete, because beyond what your eyes can see, there are other presences, quiet ones, faint ones, temporary ones, objects that drift into Earth's life and drift out again, leaving almost no trace. And that changes the feeling. Not by much, just enough, because it reminds you that even the things that seem constant are part of a much larger motion. The moon feels eternal, but it is not. It is slowly moving away from Earth, about 3.8 centimeters every year. About the speed your fingernails grow. You won't notice it, not in a lifetime, but over millions of years it adds up. The moon is leaving, very slowly. And one day, far in the future, the sky will look different. The tides will change. The nights will darken. The connection between Earth and its only true moon will weaken. Nothing stays exactly as it is, not even this. And the smaller moons, the quasi-satellites, the mini-moons, they make that truth easier to see. They come, they stay for a while, they go. No drama, no meaning, just motion. And yet, here you are, a human being standing on a planet, aware of all of this. You can look at the sky and understand that the bright circle above you is not the whole story. You can imagine the invisible paths, the hidden companions, the objects that share your journey through space without ever announcing themselves. You can know that Earth is not traveling alone. Not really. And there's something quiet about that realization. Not frightening, not comforting, just true. Because the universe does not organize itself around what you can see. It does not simplify itself for your understanding. It moves in ways that are subtle, layered, and often invisible. And you are part of that motion. Right now, you are spinning with Earth at about 1,670 kilometers per hour at the equator. You are orbiting the sun at over 100,000 kilometers per hour. And somewhere out there, small pieces of rock are matching your path, crossing it, briefly joining it, then leaving, all without you noticing. Your life feels solid, grounded, still, but it isn't. It is part of a system that is constantly shifting, constantly interacting, constantly changing. Even the idea of one moon is just a simplification, a story we tell ourselves to make the sky feel understandable. But the real sky is more complicated, more dynamic, more alive, and somehow more honest, because it doesn't pretend to be simple. It just is. And maybe that's the point. Not that Earth has more than one moon, but that reality is always a little bigger than what we first believe, always a little stranger, always moving, just beyond the edge of what we can easily see. So the next time you look up at the moon, remember this. You are not just looking at a single object in the sky. You are looking at the brightest part of a much larger, mostly invisible story. And most of that story is still unfolding in the dark.